Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna make this video because hello, everybody. Alrighty. Okay, so here's the deal. So this video is actually gonna probably make some people mad. It's probably gonna make me a little bad too because found another box lying around the house. Little context going back previously. I was going through some boxes in the house here when we were on quarantine last year, just trying to, I had nothing else to do at the time. But instead of just cleaning up and just putting stuff away and putting it deeper and deeper into storage, I decided to go through some of those boxes to see what were in them, and I ended up finding some things that were actually pretty cool and pretty valuable. Um, Mainly, I was looking for comic books and some old toys from back in the day, and I did find some really cool stuff. And some of the stuff turned out to be pretty valuable. I was out of the game for a while when it came to comic books, so I wasn't up to date as to what was uh, what was hip, what was hot, what was considered key at the time, and so it was kind of cool because I kind of got an education, re-educated on the comic book scene, and I was able to find some vintage books, some that weren't necessarily vintage, but were actually considered key as far as first appearances and some events that happened. Um, you know, the funny thing is, when it comes to cleaning up, when we do the spring cleaning and stuff like that, a lot of times we end up just throwing stuff away because we've had it and it's just oh, this is just garbage. It's not worth anything. You know what? Like I said before, it's like a treasure hunt. You don't know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you might find fool's gold. You might find a silly piece of crystal, and sometimes you might find actual gold. You might strike it rich with a gold mine, of stuff that was just lying in a box that you can then turn around and sell. Because listen, what you might not need or want anymore, someone out there is looking for it. Someone out there wants it, and has been looking for it for maybe years, and you might have it. So it's a good fit. You get rid of something, and someone gets something they've been looking for. So I found out that these items are now very popular, and or they're hot. And the reason why I said this is probably gonna make some people mad, it's gonna make me mad too, is because I don't think I kept them in any any condition that's probably worth anything. Um, so what happened was I opened this box and I peeked in and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Because I kind of knew I had this stuff lying somewhere. I finally found it, and I opened the box. I was like, "Wow, this is a lot of stuff." And I'm not gonna be able to go through all of it right now. I can't. I won't have enough time because there's probably hundreds of items in this box. But let me open and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Now I have not gone through, and look at that. That is already all bent up. I have not gone through this box yet as far as the actual content of each individual item. But as you can see, they are cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, Marvel cards, which is what I'm talking about. Marvel cards are pretty popular right now when it comes to collectors. I don't know why. I'll have to do some research to find out why they spike so much. But as you can see in here, I've got all kinds of cards, and right there on the top is a Marvel card, a Vision and Scarlet Witch, which, if you've been watching Disney Plus, which a lot of people are, there's a great little show on there. It takes a couple episodes to get into. The first couple ones are kind of iffy, but once you stick with it, man, it's a great show. It's called WandaVision, and if you know anything about comic books, obviously you know about WandaVision. And is a WandaVision card from back in the day worth anything? I don't know, but I'm just saying that's one of the first things I saw. So, and as you can see, like I said before, that corn didn't look too good. I didn't really keep these in any condition. It looks like some of them I tried to pack away in some kind of packing, some kind of protection, but not all of them. So, real quick, I'm just going to pull some out, and we're just going to kind of see what we've got right here. We're doing a little unboxing of my life, as I like to call it. And let's just move this box first of all and see what's underneath it. Somewhere somebody is screaming that, be careful, be careful. You might have something in there. And I get it, but, you know, let's see. Let's just kind of go through here. Hope I don't find anything, just make sure nobody's hiding in here like a little bug or something. But you know, it's like a kind of a promo sheet. It's all bent up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, hey, you know what? There might be something in here that might have survived. But we're just gonna go through real quick, pull some stuff out, and put them to the side on anything that might be in any condition that's worth something. Here we go. Now here's a whole stack of cards. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what's over here real quick. Okay, now the company that, from what I understand, that is selling right now is Impel. Okay, I know when I was collecting cards, there was a company, Upper Deck. They did a X-Men card series, which I loved. I thought it was so cool. It had the great art by Jim Lee, and then there's another set of cards. I don't know who it was by, but the art was by a gentleman by the name of Arthur Adams, who I thought was a great comic artist at the time. He had a really good style, and those I had at one time. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're in this box, but we'll find out in a second here. Okay, so X-Men cards. Oh, this is actually by Impel as well. Is this an X-Men card? It's an Impel card. Good question. I might have that backwards. It might have been Impel who also made the X-Men card collection. But I thought it was Upper Deck, but I could be wrong. Okay. So we're just going to take a few minutes just to kind of dig through here and see. Look at this I've got. Next Generation card. Wow. I don't know where I got that from. Another Next Generation Star Trek. Man. Look at that. The side of that's kind of rough. So from what I was reading and listening to online, there's a grading scale, just like comic grading. There's grading scales, of course, for cards, and they're pretty picky. So to get that 10 that people are looking for is pretty hard and pretty expensive, from what I understand. So I'm just gonna go through a quick stack. Is this a Star Wars? Star Wars Galaxy. Huh. Interesting. So a lot of these cards kind of are going to open the door here for me. What I'll do is I'm going to go through this box, in detail. Go through a little bit more carefully and see what's in there. But I just wanted to, for the video's sake, just kind of get an idea of what's in here because I don't know. More Star Wars. Oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. I have nothing else. They got some pretty fascinating stuff in here. Okay. All right, so let's get that out of the way. And some baseball cards. Baseball cards are tough too, man. I remember I was collecting basketball cards, and I remember that was the thing. But then they were printed in such high numbers that they became almost worthless instantly. I had a Shaq rookie card, which is probably in here somewhere, that I was looking for so bad back in the day, and I don't think it's worth anything now. Danny Heap. Don't even know who Danny Heap is. Maybe someone else does. Look at this. That, I can tell you right now, I know what that is. That's from Cyberforce. I remember that comic book. Yep. Something else. This is crazy. From the X-Men movie. Okay. Let's get these ones. I'll go through all these little things later, but let's get to this box in the bottom and see what's going on here. Look at this. Okay, all right. Oh, whoa. Is that Barry Bonds? Hold on a second here. Upper Deck. Wow, look at Barry. Barry Bonds. And who's that? Is that Vance? Looks like it's just Barry Bonds and Vance Lyke. I was going to say Andy Van Slyke. Check that out. Back with the Pirates. Huh. And it is Upper Deck. Like I said, those were printed like ice in Antarctica, so people weren't really looking for those, I don't think. All right, a lot of baseball cards there. All right, let's take a look and see what's down here. At least one thing, I'll tell you what. If I got some time, it's gonna be at least fun going through this to see what's in here because this is like these are hundreds of cards stacked in here. Man, this box was in storage. It was in a public storage unit, which, you know, the humidity. Actually, when you consider this is a place with a lot of humidity and stuff like that, here in our environment, stuff looks pretty good. For the old credit card. Oh my gosh, Disney Quest. Man, I remember Disney Quest. That was the greatest. Someone out there probably just, if you've ever been to Florida, you know Disney Quest. It was such a cool thing. No longer here. Yeah, these cards are going to have a problem. I can tell you right now they're going to have an issue. All right, so let's see here. All right. Let's take this box out. There's stuff underneath it too. Wow. Good grief. Newspaper clipping for some reason. Some more basketball cards. Look at these poor cards are just jammed underneath all this. I mean, I literally just threw this in here and with no regard. But like I said, back in the day, you know, there just wasn't any value in these at the time. And maybe there are now, but you know, that's what happens when you go 20, 30 years down the road. Things start to pick up. Okay, look. This is looks like a kind of a fake animation cell from the Fantastic Four cartoon back in the day. Jaws 2, wow. To my old school guys out there, Jaws 2, not quite as good as Jaws 1. I don't think anything was ever as good as Jaws 1. I think everything after that was just a big mistake. But to each their own. Alrighty, look at this. Hold on, what's this? Ah, a stack of DC cards. Wow, that is a big chunk. Okay, alright. Don't really see anything in here. Just digging real quick. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm afraid I might find a frog in here from the storage unit at this rate. That might make a good video if I jump out of my seat here just because of that. Dooms 4. Wow, Dooms 4. This was supposed to be Rob Liefeld's next big property, and they were going to have it optioned for TV shows, movies, or whatnot. It's supposed to be a big deal. You know what? And honestly, I don't think I've ever even seen the book. I think I waited and waited. I don't think I ever got to it. Or I don't know if it even got released. But Dooms 4 was the name. I do remember this. I remember talking about this. It's supposed to be a big deal. And I couldn't tell anything about the book because, like I said, I don't think it ever really got anywhere. But it's a nice, shiny 90s chromium card. There's this. Eric Riley. Don't know who you are. Okay. Alright. Getting deep into this box. Oh, this is Spider-Man. There's a stack of cards. Alright, cool. Interesting. I think this might have been Impel series, I think. But it's like this whole... Alright, well, there's actually they're sealed in this little container, so maybe, possibly, there might be some pretty decent conditioned ones in here, so that might be a good thing. That might be the only thing saving them. The fact that I threw them in that. And here's a soccer card. And the funny thing is, I'm not a soccer fan, but I think the reason why this is in here is because the World Cup came to our town back in the day, and it was a big deal. It was a huge deal, and it was really exciting. And this might be something that might have been circulating at the time around town. There probably maybe a giveaway, or maybe at the time I thought, hey, maybe I need to jump on this soccer thing because it's important. But I don't know much about soccer cards. And from the looks of things, I don't know much about cards, period, because I've got a box full of cards I just threw in here. Man, I tell you what, more soccer cards. Let's see, Canada. All right, okay, cool. So, running out a little time here, so it's a hologram. Yeah, here's a hologram card of Larry Johnson, Grandmama, LJ. The guy was a beast when he first got into the league. Became kind of it's a little different cat, though, I'll tell you that, but he had a lot of potential. Don't know if he really fulfilled all of it, but he was good. Okay. Magic cards. What is this? What is this? It's Dennis Scott from the Magic. Huh, that's a different looking card. I'm not sure who this is by. It's not Upper Deck. Huh, interesting. Okay. All right. One more little container. Yeah, more of those. It's like the Marvel. Those. Is this Impel? Yeah, these are more of the Impel cards. So, you know what? This might be another video for the day when I open these to find out what's inside them because. And there's a hologram on top, which I don't know. And that's actually Venom. Huh. Mystery deepens. Okay. All right. So I think that's enough for today. I still got this stack here that I pulled out, which I'm not. Just for giggles, let's just pull a couple. These look rough as all get out. Let's see what they are. Are these original Star Wars? Are these some kind of reissue? Probe. I think these are original. I used to love these cards. Yeah, this is 1980. Yeah, these are original here. Man, these cards are great. All right, I know I'm going to leave, but real quick. What I loved about these cards, and before we had the internet, before we had all this extended universe, all this other stuff, or extended what do they call it? They call it the legacy. I think the legacy line now in Star Wars. But before we had all that, the only information we had for Star Wars, what we saw on the screen, and of course, the comic books, but the comic books were written by different writers that weren't actually beholden to Lucasfilm or George Lucas. They came with their own stories. But these cards, a lot of times, had information they got from Lucasfilm. And I remember one in particular had a description of what a stormtrooper was and where they came from. And that's how I knew that stormtroopers were supposed to be clones or used to be clones. And it was on the back of one of these cards. I remember that to this day. And another thing about these cards is they named characters that that weren't named. They were great. I mean, I love these cards. And this is from Burger King, actually. Good grief. This looks like an original. But yeah, these were really cool. I love these cards. In fact, one of these cards, I keep saying in fact, one of these cards was talking about the plans for the trilogy, but it wasn't going to be a trilogy. It was going to be a 7-film series, and I can't remember if it was in the Empire Strikes Back bunch of cards, the Return of the Jedi cards, or the Star Wars cards. And one of the sets had a card that I read. It was talking about how it was going to be a 7-film series, and as a kid, I was like stoked. I was like, all right, awesome. We got 7 more of these. Yeah, we got 6 more or whatever of these to go. But then when Return of the Jedi came out and I watched the theater, I remember the way the movie ended. I was like, wow, that seemed like a pretty definitive end. That seemed like that's it. Like they're not doing it anymore. So that's kind of weird. But in my mind, I was convinced there was going to be more Star Wars movies. And then, of course, there weren't any for a long time. And I remember that to this day. I was like so disappointed because at the end of that movie, I was like, wait, what's going on? Everyone's gone. Everyone's dead. I mean all the bad guys are dead and the heroes won. So what's going to happen next? So it wasn't until later on when the prequels came out that, I was a happy dude. I was much older, of course. But I thought it was awesome. I mean, some people don't like the prequels, and I get it. But at the time, that's all we had, and that's all we got. So as a Star Wars fan, you were happy with it.
some Star Wars fans. But this is an original card too. I think this actually is, yeah, this is from 77. Man, all right, this is going to be fun going through. I'll tell you that right now. And maybe later on, I'll dig it up again and show everybody what I got. Look at this thing. This thing's falling apart. Man. Okay, last bit of information. I know I keep saying to turn off, but so I remember this now. In the back of the cards, if you took the cards and put them all together, you would get an image. You would get like obviously this is going to be part of Chewbacca, but you'd put the cards together on the floor like a puzzle, and you'd have a big image. And that was part of the collecting too. You wanted to put them together to see what the image was. And as a kid, you're like, oh, what's this going to be? I mean, like, oh, this is going to be Chewbacca. It's going to be something else. Man, they don't make cards like these anymore, man. If they do, I don't collect them. Look at that. Wow. All right, guys, I'm going to call this a wrap, and I'm going to go through this and see what we've got going on. Like I said, I'm going to probably open this one day, probably videotape it at the same time, just so we can see together what I found. Or maybe I'll just go through it and pull out and let everybody know what I got. Because I'm going to need some research to see what is so valuable about these Impel cards and who's looking for what and all that good stuff. But, oh my gosh. Clyde Drexler, look at that. It's like a magic card trick. I just pull them out and Isaiah. Is that Isaiah? No. I have no idea. Isaiah Morris, Hubert Davis. Man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be cool. So I'm gonna go play with this for a while and see what I find. And listen, if anybody sees this video and if enough people watch this video and there's interest, well then hell, I'll go ahead and post another video with my finds. If not, I'll still sit through that, go through this myself, and I'll have fun. And who knows, maybe I'll make some money. But I appreciate anybody that took the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Have a great afternoon, great morning, great night, wherever you are. But remember, have a great life. Take it easy, guys.